What's up, guys? Welcome to the first video on this new Mets channel. My name is Brian. I have another channel called The Sport Universe. You probably don't know it. It's pretty small. But as most Mets fans are right now, I'm the most confident I've ever been in regards to watching my Mets. Obviously because of Uncle Stevie and the cash money he has. But there's a lot to look forward to. I've never been this excited when it comes to the Mets. I mean, what's there not to be excited about? He has so much money to spend, and he's, for all likelihood, going to spend a lot of that money. He did say that he's not going to spend like a drunken sailor, but who knows what that means for Steve Cohen when he has $14 billion. That's out of this world money. No one really knows, besides maybe a few people, what spending like a drunken sailor when you have $14 billion is. So, we'll get into it. What I want to talk about today in this video, because it's like my introductory video if you want to call it, is what I want the Mets to do this free agency. As I said, Steve Cohen said he's not going to spend like a drunken sailor, which is fair. That's fine with me. But I think he's going to spend enough money to sign these three players. Let me get into it. First off, obviously, go ahead and sign Trevor Bauer. The biggest need for the Mets right now is pitching, which is weird to say, but they've suffered a lot these past 2 years, had a lot of people go away. It all started with Matt Harvey when he stopped pitching, stopped knowing how to pitch. I mean, yes, he had his injuries, so I'm not going to get into that, but it all started with that. Then Zach Wheeler left. Then all these injuries started. Steven Matz isn't the same as he used to be, things like that, and they need to get pitching. And Trevor Bauer is right there for the taking. It seems like he's a big Mets fan when it comes to what Steve Cohen's doing, and I'm going to be pretty excited. I'm going to be pretty happy, obviously, if they get Trevor Bauer, but I'm really hoping that that's one of the people they go out and get. Second is George Springer. George Springer is a must-need for the Mets. They've needed a center fielder for years, and a center fielder that's defensively adequate or above defensive adequate, as George Springer is, and offensively can do things, because they've had center fielders. They've had Brandon Nimmo, not good defensively, pretty good offensively. They've had Jake Marisnick, if you want to call him one, really good defensively, literally nothing on offense. Juan Lagares, same thing. So if they can go out and sign George Springer, that's a huge addition for the Mets. The last person, and this is what I'm going to end my video on, is James McCann. This is a pretty debatable topic between James McCann and JT Realmuto. I think you got to go with James McCann. Here's the reasons why. James McCann, if you look at last season, had a much better offensive season. Not much better, had a better offensive season than JT Realmuto. He is older, but his asking price is so much lower than JT Realmuto. JT Realmuto is asking for like $150 million. The rumors about James McCann is about $40 million for 4 years. That's such a difference in price, and a big difference in years. I think JT Realmuto wants 8 to 10. Such a difference in price, such a difference in years when it comes to catchers. You don't want to give them big contracts, as that most people know. And if you don't, it's okay. You don't want to give catchers a lot of years on their contract, because catchers quickly decrepit, lose their catching abilities, lose their hitting abilities. They have hitting abilities. And these two catchers, James McCann and JT Realmuto, both have hitting abilities, which is why they're being such widely pursued by everyone in the league, because it's hard to have an offensively and defensively good catcher, and both of them are. JT Realmuto is better in both, but James McCann is at a better price point when it comes to the Mets, and getting James McCann means that the Mets have so many more openings to go out and spend money for, and the more the merrier. The Mets need as much as they can get. Any team really needs as much as they can get. The Mets have a lot of openings to fill, but I think with Uncle Stevie at the helm, they'll definitely get that done. That's it. Bye.